Hey, Joe Soto here, and let's talk about selling on value. This is something I've been preaching for years. It's something that I've learned for years from some of my mentors, people like Gitomer and Harvey Mackay talk a lot about giving value first. And really, it's been the backbone to what I believe has been a successful sales process that I've been able to put together from learning this type of information and principles from the greats out there, okay? But it's not enough, and there's a missing piece to it that I realize makes selling on value so much more effective, and it's when you can prove it. What do I mean by proving it? Well, we've all heard of the 6 principles of influence by Robert Cialdini in the book Influence. Highly recommend getting that book. It talks about the law of social proof in that book. And being able to prove anything to anybody really is the most important thing that you can do in sales if you can prove it. And there are some ways to do that. And so I'm going to give you some ways that can be effective ways to offer up proof. Now, even if you don't have clients, even if you don't have customers, this can be helpful for you to be able to get them in the future going forward. But let's talk a little bit about, how important it is for you to be able to show how value outweighs the cost. And by the way, value minus costs equals the gain to the customer. What do they get out of the relationship with you, right? So you may bring a bunch of value. Maybe you think you can help them increase sales by $5,000 a month or $5 million a year, or whatever it might be, but minus what is it going to cost them to get there? That's what a customer is constantly weighing is, are you going to be able to provide value over and above what they might have to pay you for in order to get to the result? So they don't not only have to believe you that you can create a result for them, but can you create a result where they come out ahead? They continue to gain in the relationship with you. When you understand that dynamic, then you can understand, well, okay, let's break down the different types of ways that customers can gain or benefit from your services. Well, if you're selling any type of service, there's really 3 different types of gains or benefits that a customer can weigh and that you can emphasize or point out. So the first one is financial, right? So financial gain. How does a customer get potential ROI from doing business with you? One of the ways that I help clients see potential ROI is I walk them through a lifetime customer value worksheet. So that way we're very clear on what new business really means to the business's bottom line. So, a business that has, maybe offers gym memberships, for example, they may say, well, a customer to us is worth, $200 a month, whatever they may charge a month. And then my answer is, well, that's not really what a customer is worth to you, because how long does the average customer stay with you? What's the lifetime value of a customer? Let's go into that. And we go through a whole worksheet on this. I teach this in my courses. But that lifetime value helps you really prove out what the potential gain can be as long as they can agree to the fact that you can deliver on your services. And then there's other things you could talk about in terms of what the potential ROI is. And we'll talk about proof and ways to offer that proof in a minute. Strategic gain, that's number 2, right? How does a business benefit in other ways that might be not as measurable, but some of it is measurable. For instance, I know that strategically certain clients, they believe they can ultimately benefit by just having and getting more awareness out into the marketplace. This is why they advertise. This is why they promote, so they can build awareness and reach in a marketplace and ultimately attract people back to them. Maybe not quite as measurable as certain things, but now in social media and in digital marketing, you can really put metrics to those numbers and those figures to show them how strategically they can have a better impact and gain strategically by doing business with you. It also can mean like, they might get better, morale inside the company. Maybe because, different things are getting taken off the plate of the people where the pressure was put on to manage digital marketing, or maybe they were, somebody you took some pressure off, maybe a marketing director had a lot of weight on their shoulders, and maybe this frees them up. And so strategically, it can be better for some of the employees to partner with you, for example, right? Perhaps the business gets better online reputation as a result of the marketing or the work that you do. Maybe you help manage online reputation for businesses. Well, online reputation management is a strategic gain, but it also has some financial gain and ROI if you can tie it to it. But really, I'd put that under strategic gain. And then, of course, there's personal gain. So depending on who you're talking to and how much rapport you have with them, they'll share with you, maybe personally how they benefit. And so I'll ask people, like, personally, what would a relationship like this that came through and succeeded, what would that mean to you personally? And I'll ask that question sometimes. And, because maybe it's more peace of mind. Maybe it's just feeling more comfortable that they're moving in the right direction towards growth, and perhaps it means that, by taking some of the weight off of their people internally by partnering with us, allows them to have a little bit more fun, and we can have a lot of fun, and the organization has a little bit more fun as a result of what we're going to be doing in terms of campaigns and ideas. Maybe they'll get more recognition by us helping them hit certain milestones in revenue growth, and that type of recognition can be something that personally they really enjoy. So you can kind of flesh that stuff out when you're talking with people in terms of, tell me a little bit about how you think you'll benefit or how you think you'll gain. And if you're categorizing them in terms of ROI and financial gain and strategic gain and personal gain, then that'll help you inside of your sales process. But what are 4 ways that you can prove how they will benefit or how they will gain in the relationship with you? Okay, how do you offer up social proof? Well, there's really 4, and these 4 are in order of the ones that produce the most proof to the least amount of proof, although all of it are very effective ways to prove something out. Okay, so the first one is by sharing a customer success story, right? So this can be in the form of like a case study or a customer success story, whatever you want to call it, okay? Where you show how you helped somebody else, okay? So nothing works better than showing a client somebody else in their space or in their category of business and how you, in particular, if that's the case, were able to help them. Now, if you're new starting out, then you can show a success story or a case study to offer up proof to the type of work that you're going to do without claiming that case study is your client. So you can just simply say, I'd love to show you a couple of success stories of companies and businesses that are doing this really well in your category and industry, and how you can compare yourself to that, giving you a clearer idea of how we might be able to help you achieve the same type of results. Now, I'm not saying that case study is my client, and you don't have to. You're not going to lie to the client or the prospect. You're going to simply refer to them to customer success stories. And if they ask you, is that your client? You just tell them no. It's a successful case example of the type of work you're going to do. That will lower the amount of proof, but if it's your own customer success story that you are highlighting, then your proof goes up, to almost 100%. So if you're watching this and you have even one good client success story, you need to turn that into a document, into a PDF, maybe into a video story, into a page on your website, showcasing, sharing, and highlighting that customer success, because that's what client prospects will ultimately relate to and feel like you're offering some proof with. Okay, that's the best one. So if you can offer a customer success story, there's your proof. Number 2 is to offer some sort of demo. So you can actually demonstrate. So early on, when we were offering, for instance, Facebook advertising services only, and now we offer, online sales funnels and full-blown marketing systems for our clients. We still do this today. We actually demo what this looks like by sharing with them on, a funnel map, and then we'll also take them online and show them what an online funnel looks like. We'll actually walk them through it like a demo. If you're selling chatbot services, nothing can be more effective in helping to explain Facebook Messenger chatbots than taking a potential client through a working demo, or even creating the demo for the client. So you're giving them the carrot and taking it away of their own business, having a demo bot built for them that they won't get unless they potentially do business with you. So demos work really well. And anytime you can demonstrate what it is you're going to do, it proves your competence and your worth. And so that's a strong proof element or way to persuade with proof. Number 3 is data. So anytime you can back up what you're saying with proven data or researched information or data, it's not as high, on the proof scale as showing case studies and customer testimonials or showing or demo, because a demo it's hard to beat you showing them exactly kind of how this looks and works in terms of the work that you do. You're demonstrating and proving out your knowledge. But data can be pretty reliable if it's coming from a reliable source for being able to demonstrate and show proof. So you can show data, and I'm not going to dive into that. There's a lot of different places where you can show where different, this is why people throw out data on why you should be using Facebook Messenger bots, because the open rate's over 85% and the open rate of email is under 25% right now. So it's proven to be more effective, and you can show and pinpoint different articles or examples. Okay, so that's how you can show and use data for proving to the customer your value that you're bringing to the table and why it's valuable. Fourth is vision. Okay, sharing your vision for what it is you see that could work in their business. This is a hard one. It actually doesn't as effective as the other one. So if you have a customer case study or testimonial and you get a demo or for social proof, that's great too. If you've got some data to back up what you're saying, and the key really is to use all four of these if you really want to get omnipotent in your sales process. And vision is something that I think I kind of learned almost accidentally just by paying attention to how other people sell their ideas. And they sell it passionately and they get people to buy into their vision of what they want to do. So for example, if I'm talking to a client, I want to get them excited about what it is we're going to do for them and help them. And so I paint a picture and I future pace them, a year down the road or 2 years down the road or 6 months down the road if it's going to be a shorter relationship, of what the results are going to look like and the consequences of those results along the way based on what they shared with me were things that would be maybe personal that they would like to benefit from, or maybe I pinpoint personal gains. You see, people want to concentrate just on pain points versus gain points. Okay, it's okay sometimes to draw out some pain and find out what are their challenges, but sometimes it's more effective to focus on what people want to get out of a relationship, which is where this comes in terms of the gains. So having a vision, think Steve Jobs. Like Steve Jobs was able to paint a vision for where he wanted to go and rally a team behind him that would help him get to where he wanted to go. He did it early on, and he did it with introducing things like the iPhone or the iPod, where people couldn't really they didn't even know the concepts of some of the stuff he was going to be rolling out. So he had to get people to buy into his vision, not just the consumer, the people who purchased the products. That was probably the easy part, but his own team, his own company, and the people that were in development and developing these products, he had to get them to buy into it. So think vision of the client wants to hear what your vision is for them and your plan, right? And when you can kind of spell out and lay out that plan for them, they'll buy into that, and you're proving your worth again and your ability to look forward and plan ahead. So I know I went kind of long on this, but it's important to understand these dynamics inside your sales process. Too many people think, on a surface level, I just need to sell with value. And they don't really know what that means. They don't even know, what do you mean? Oh, that just means you got to give some value up front. Well, that's not enough. You've got to give some value up front and then prove how that value can impact the business and the owner, the entrepreneur, the company you're talking to. And you got to prove it out in sometimes more than one way in order to earn their trust and to earn their respect, that what it is you're going to do and that you know what you're doing, right? So my best of luck to you. And if you want more information on this, of course, you can go to joesoto.net and I share a lot of different strategies and techniques there, as well as I have free trainings there as well. So looking forward to hearing your feedback, and we'll talk soon.